Alright, so would you like to go first? Well, let's see what's gonna happen if we start second. Alright, so there is one copy of Vikavolt in my opening hand, as well as two copies of Quickball. There is Slumbering Forest, Turbo Patch, and Professor Research following Marty. Obviously, without energy cards, we cannot use Turbo Patch and try to get that energy for acceleration, but always want to start second to see situations in the matchups that can possibly happen. Because 99% of the time, every player wants to go first. So there is a Pika Zekrom with Zeraora GX and a Quick Ball. Okay, and the Dene. It might be the Dene for 6. Probably it will be. So Private Wisdom. Because Zekrom is not an easy matchup for Vikavolt once it managed to set up, that's for sure. But at least going second, we can try to item lock our opponent, but as long as the Zeraora stays in play, Oranguru can have that retreat for free. And I see also two Lightning Energies in my opponent's discard pile for Tapu Koko Prism as well. So I'm gonna put my Stadium card in play, and then I will start to use my Quick Balls to see if I can maybe get something what I really need. So Fungus, and I'm gonna get that Tapu Koko in play, and I might consider just going with the research for now instead of the... Oh, what a mess. Well, okay, let's go with that Dene. Fresh hand of 6. Looks like that for now that's gonna be it. Alright. Kind of disappointing, but it could be even worse, so I guess I'm not gonna complain too much. So as long as I can keep the Stadium in play and have that Among Us with Bursting Spores, I might be able maybe to hold my opponent for a little bit. And as it looks right now, he will also need to find a way to switch this Oranguru. Either way, finding a switch and switching it or attaching energy to him and retreating with the effect of Zeraora. So that was a Pokemon Catcher. Unfortunately, it was a Tails for my opponent, which means that he might not play Boss's Orders, or he might, we shall see. Yeah, speaking about Boss's Orders, there is the one for my Fungus. Alright, if I lose my Fungus, that's not gonna be good. I really want to Boss's Orders his Pika Zekrom and use Among Us, Bursting Spores, and then hit him with my Paralyzing Bolt. So that's the perfect situation for me. So maybe somehow finding a way to get a top deck, a decent top deck with, let's say, okay, Scoop Up Net, that can work for sure. That can work for sure. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna try to eliminate this Zeraora GX from play. And just gonna Paralyze Bolt it for now. Just heading for 60, and I decided not to basically knock it out, because if I decide to knock it out, I need to discard 2 energies, and then he might just knock me out with Attack Ball GX, and that would be it. So there's a Guzman Halo, which is probably going to be for Stadium and Speed Lightning Energy, so there's no sign of the Stadium, meaning that my opponent Stadium is priced. Still, he can retreat 0 Aura, or he might potentially decide to go with a Full Voltage GX, which might be good for me, because then my Dedenne on the bench would be perfectly safe. So, oh, he has Stadium in his hand. That explains a lot of things. Should I maybe possibly go with Research for 7 next turn, or maybe just going with the Marty? That is a very good question. So full blitz for 150. And energies goes down to Raichu. Okay. The top deck is a Turbo Patch. The card that I really don't need. Alright, let me see. I think I'm just gonna Marty. There's way too many cards that I really need and that I can use. So let's trade our Vikavolt for this Fungus. And I can asleep my opponent. Additionally, I can attach energy and use Paralyzing Bolt so I can hit for 60. So right now he needs to flip 2 heads on the coin flip if he really wants to wake up. And guess what happened? He flipped 2 heads on the coin flip and he managed to wake up. That's ridiculous. Really, it is. Okay, that means only one thing. So he even had a Mellow and Lana available in his hand. So we might just see a Tandem Shock. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So I'm just looking forward to promote my Fungus in the front. I hope to find myself a, maybe even, yeah, another Vikavolt would be perfect, especially if it could be powered up. So as expected, Tandem Shock for 160, and all suddenly I knock it out. First thing, I can Spore my opponent, for example. So let's go with a Bird Keeper. 3 cards. Oof. Okay. That's rough. What about the Speed Lightning Energy? That's really rough. Can I potentially knock my opponent out? No way. It's impossible. So speaking about impossible, gonna try to get 3 more cards with that Crobat. Alright, looks like it did pay off. So, Dance of the Ancients. I can use this energy switch, transfer energy from Crobat to the Vikavolt. Scoop up net my Fungus, put it in play, asleep again my opponent Raichu in the active position, retreat, and item lock him for 50. So Paralyzing Bolt for 50, he's also poisoned, and this time he got only 1 heads on the coin flip, meaning that he won't be able to wake up, maybe not even to attack, neither switch. And this is an awkward situation, you know, when you cannot attack, when you cannot play item cards, the only chance for you is to flip 2 heads on the coin flip, maybe to remove Stadium from play, or get another Mellow and Lana, which he already used, so I'm not sure if he had 1 more available, so there is a Primate Wisdom. Meanwhile, I'm building a position where I can maybe knock my opponent Raichu with my Boltland Wii, but I'm not quite sure if I really want to do that. So there is a boss's orders down to my Among Us, who unfortunately have the retreat cost. And I cannot use Shock because it requires 2 energy cards. And I'm thinking definitely about this Quick Ball, and I'm also thinking about putting this Boltland Wii in play as well before I hit gas with Research for 7. Will there be a switch? It will be, luckily, so I can keep item locking my opponent for a little bit more. You gotta be kidding me. He flipped 2 heads on the coin flip, second time in this game, which is a big deal because he can simply hit for 150 with Lightning Ride GX and switch to, let's say, Pikazakram. Then I will need to try to find a way to somehow scoop this fungus from play and put it again in play. Alright, 130 damage on Raichu, 60 damage on Zeraora, fresh full HP Pikazakram. I have 4 energies in play, meaning that next turn I can potentially knock out my opponent Raichu and Alolan Raichu, but if I decide to do that, my opponent will immediately knock me out with Attack Ball GX, and if he can even get 3 more energies in it, he can finish the game by knocking Boltland, for example, as well as the Dene from play, and then that will be over for me. So, really rough position. Among Us, unfortunately, does not have Spore Attack, so he decided to retreat to the Pikazakram, and even worse, he can right now, for example, use that Full Blitz and add 2 more energies down to Raichu, or he can just go all in and add 3 energies to Pikazakram, which I would personally do. And that's exactly the thing that he decided to go with it. Whew, that really seems unwinnable, to be honest. Yep, that's a GG. Really, it is a GG. I mean, my bench is full, so I cannot even retreat to maybe use that Tingly Return GX because I'm short for like an energy card, and still my opponent is also short for like an energy, so he might just get one from his hand. Alright, let's just try one more Paralyzing Ball. He might not be able to find the energy for the win, who knows, we shall see. So Guzma and Hala, unfortunately, he had energy, but he attached energy to the Benched Raichu and Alolan Raichu, and there's a Primate Wisdom. But still really doesn't matter because this turn he knocks my Vikavolt out, and with that being said, he will move down to 2 prize cards. And even if I knock him out with my Boltland, he can still close the game with the Pikazakram Tag Bolt, hitting me, for example, 200 on the bench at least on the Dene GX. So there is a Lightning Ride GX. No, he rather decided to use that instead. Wow, that actually changed things dramatically right now, because I'm gonna just put my Dene in the front and hope for the top deck card, which will be a Turbo Patch, but unfortunately not the card that really can help that much. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's like 120, so no, the only thing that can potentially save me there will be a Tingler Return GX, and I will put in the front like my Mimikyu. It is a 1 prize attacking Pokemon. Maybe I can still make something out here, but I don't think so. At least my opponent can right now play item cards, and one reason stamp wouldn't be bad at all. So I did my best, but the start was not good. Plus, he flipped heads. He flipped 2 heads in the very important moment for him. And when he flipped 2 heads in the coin flip with the Vikavolt, that actually turned the game into his favor. From that point, I couldn't simply recover anymore, and yeah, there's the switch into Raichu. If I can somehow knock this Raichu out with my Vikavolt, and if I can reason stamp my opponent down to 1, then there is a very high chance that I can maybe even win this game. But I don't believe in that. I don't believe that's gonna happen. So he used that Lightning Ride GX, meaning that he could not use Tag Bolt anymore. Basically that means only one thing: he will need 2 Electro Powers in order to one-hit knock a Bolton Wii. And if I decide to put my Bolton Wii in the front, okay, this Marty is kind of important. Okay, I mean, still technically it can be okay, because I can potentially move with energy switch energy to my Boltland and then just use Fungus, or for example I can risk with, yeah, Guzman Hell won't give me anything. Basically I don't have anything that I can use, plus I have 3 Vicovolts in my discard pile, so I somehow need to win a game with Boltland Wii. I need somehow to set the knockout, so my opponent will be knocked down between turns with the poison. But he decided to retreat down to 0 aura. Alright, that changed things dramatically. 1, 2 energies in play. So 2 energies in play, that is like 70 damage. So that is like 70. And I can Bolt Storm or I can Electrify. I'm gonna rather Electrify, and there is a boss's orders, so it might be for the win if I... Oh, he flipped another 2 heads in the row. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, when your opponent flipping coins like a crazy, and especially 2 in a row, you really cannot win the match, that's for sure. But it was a very good game for sure, no question about it. I mean, I could hit him just for like 70, that wouldn't matter too much. I really wanted to just try to get the energies with Electrify, and then potentially tries to move boss's order in play, and potentially with the boss's orders maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 energies, maybe knock the Pikazekram out, and then try to find a way to maybe eliminate this Raichu from play as well. That could potentially be a 6 prize move. I mean 3 prize move once per turn, but hey, it didn't happen, so yeah, there's a switch into Raichu. And I didn't see a single Electro Power play from my opponent's side of the field. That's kind of impressed. And the worst thing is that this game is still not over yet, because we could again put the poison on our opponent Raichu, and oh, you gotta be kidding me, what the heck. Absolutely perfect. He flipped 2 times in a row, 2 heads in a row, like it's just, I don't know, I'm just speechless. Sometimes this game is just ridiculous, but it is how it is. It is a game, so it is how it is. So that's the GG. Let's say well played to my opponent. He definitely deserved the win. But I don't know, with so many heads in the coin flip, I guess it could go into either direction as well, but hey, it didn't. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos. And hey, here we go. There is the deck list that I use in today's video. So basically, a post-rotation list of Vikavolt Wii without that Thunder Mountain, which really makes the difference. And of course, it also changed the game style with the Vikavolt and how you're gonna play it. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. As always, have a nice day and we'll see you next time.